I want to talk to you about note taking and following up. The first thing, note taking, this doesn't necessarily refer to taking notes during a meeting. What this refers to would be your interactions with the customer or the potential customer. I think a lot of salespeople lose their success in these two issues. Note taking. Say I go out and I spend an entire day cold calling in a specific area. Maybe I knock 20 doors in one day. Maybe I only knock 10 doors. Maybe I establish good rapport. Maybe I get somewhere. I find out some information about the owner. Maybe I talk to the secretary. Regardless, if I don't take good notes and I didn't write it down, I might as well not even have spent that time doing that. It was a complete waste of time. So when I say note taking, I don't mean go into a business, get a business card from the secretary, and go out to my car, write down the location of the business, and that I visited it on this day. That's not really note taking. When I have an interaction, if I'm out cold calling, I walk in. Maybe I make small talk with the secretary. Maybe I make a joke. She's eating lunch and I say, hey, I'm Dana with 4-Star. I'm here for the buffet. Whatever happens, I want to document that interaction. If I use something that I use commonly with many people whenever I go in to break the ice, I want to document that. I don't want to be Sally salesperson who walks in and says the same thing every time. That makes me look stupid. Not only that, maybe we have an interaction. Maybe I go in and I say, hey, I'm Dana with 4-Star out of Fort Smith. I was just down the road at so-and-so ABC business. We're working with Jim to get him a new roof. He had storm damage. I go into the whole pitch. Maybe she says, I have no idea who ABC Business is, but my friend Jill has a friend who owns a roofing company, blah, blah, blah. Whatever she tells me, I need to make note of that. That way, the time I spent talking to her is absolutely not wasted. Not only that, say we start talking about something off the wall. Maybe we talk about what they do at that business. Maybe it's something I'm unfamiliar with. Maybe we talk about dogs. Maybe she has a picture of her dog on her desk and we talk about Maltese. Whatever we talk about, I want to document that because that tells me something about who she is as a person. Also, make sure you write down the name of the person you spoke to. It doesn't matter if they're the decision maker or not. These are people, and we want to treat people like people. We're not using them to get what we want. We want to go in and interact genuinely. So whatever we talk about, I'm going to document that. When I get to the business owner, if I get to the business owner, I want to document that. Anything we talk about. If he has kids, if he likes sports, if he loves the Razorbacks, I might go in talking about the Razorbacks next time. All of it is helpful. Document what time of day you visited. Maybe you went in on a Wednesday and she tells you that he's out every Wednesday afternoon playing golf. Well, that tells me a lot, doesn't it? If it's pouring down rain on a Wednesday, I might be able to catch him. If not, maybe I need to schedule that day for a day other than Wednesday. Take good notes. Anything that she says. If she says, well, his nephew's a roofer, write that down. Because guess what? If I get to that owner, one of the first things that's going to come out of my mouth will be overcoming that objection before it ever comes up about another roofer. We don't do what regular roofers do, right? Take good notes. Not only with your potential customers, your existing customers, but also with the insurance adjusters, with engineers, anyone that you interact with regarding this roof, you need to take good notes on. What if this goes to litigation? Are you going to recall that on December 10th, you had a conversation with the desk adjuster and it went like this? No. But if you have it scripted, if you have it documented, you're going to know what was said. And be sure the people on the other end are documenting everything that's said. Maybe they're even recording their calls, who knows? Make sure you take good notes. Don't rely on your memory. As salespeople, the typical, not to generalize, but the typical personality type is not very organized. We typically are squirrel chasers. We get easily distracted when we see something shiny. We talk a lot. We talk to a lot of people. Make sure you're taking good notes. I cannot stress enough the difference between someone who just goes out and wastes time, gas, money, chasing after leads, and does not take proper notes so that they can accurately follow up. That brings me to the next point, following up. Sean says don't have the firecracker mentality where you burn really hot initially and then you fizzle out, okay? Don't call, text, email that person over and over and over again initially and then just drop it. Our average customer requires 5 to 12 follow-ups before we're successful in getting that roof. That's not necessarily 5 to 12 no's, but we don't knock on a door and initially get in contact with the decision maker. These people are busy and they're not behind a closed door immediately. Also, we have to deal with sometimes boards of people. Sometimes we have to deal with many gatekeepers before we get to a person who is the decision maker. And that really sets us apart from all the other roofers that have walked in there thinking that they can get that roof immediately. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Try different ways. I'll tell you, I sold a roof to the mayor of Lowell for a building called Fastlane Entertainment. It's a giant, giant bowling alley. This man was like the Wizard of Oz, okay? I pursued him. I met one of his nephews. I bought a car from his nephew. We talked about roofs. I networked. We got an appointment for me to talk to him. I didn't get to talk to him. I got to talk to his wife, Katie, who shut me down immediately. She didn't want to hear anything I had to say, even though they had had roofing problems for 10 years, okay? They had been burnt by a previous builder who built the building. They needed a roof. They had a problem, needed a solution. She didn't want to hear it. Luckily, I was able to talk to the manager of the building. Talk to the manager. He was tired of dealing with it. He was the one that had to deal with it on a daily basis. Through talking with him, I was able to get permission to do the roof inspection. When I did the roof inspection, found documented damage, he was able to get me another meeting with Katie. At this time, we thought it was going to be with the owner of the building. I actually went to City Hall to try to talk to him, and again was shut down. This took place over a course of like 3 months. I went to meet with Katie, and she actually stood me up twice. This was an hour drive for me. She stood me up twice. Finally, I got to talk to Katie, show the damaged photos, present the contract. She was interested. I was able to vet the deal. She said that they were with me all the way to the end, no matter what happened. She told me more about what had happened previously with the previous builder. I started to build a rapport with her. Then when I got ready to ask for her to sign the contract after all of this, and we had a storm date fast approaching, so there was complete urgency. She said she needed me to email it to her and email all of the information I had shared with her to her husband so that he could review it. So I made quick bullet points from my notes of all the things that seemed to strike a chord, especially after learning about their previous situation and how they had been burnt, and presented that along with the contract via DocuSign to her husband. And by the end of the night, around 8 p.m., I received an email back where they had signed the DocuSign document. So make sure you follow up.